second quarter in the Winfield League Grand Final. Norfolk lead by 29 points. Honeybell and Clark, a bad bounce. Clark gets it down, but not to anyone in particular. Klug and Fox fall on the ball. It's put up now in towards centre half forward, where Wayne Fox takes a diving mark. Wayne Fox, well down from goal, gives that plenty of air, hangs out in front, pushes it down well to Wallace. Wallace out to where on his own out there is Gary Williamson, but it was an awkward bounce for Gary Williamson, and that quickly found the boundary line for a throw-in.
Right in front of the Ryde Street stand at 6-2-38 to 139. In the opening seconds of the second term, Winfield League Grand Final 1982. Big Honeybell opposed to Clark. Honeybell wins it. Handballed out, looks like from Klug. Gets it across there to Marsh. Marsh towards the centre of the ground. Trying to tap it on there was Marshall. He's come off the interchange bench to try and give them a bit more support around the packs. Hack runs into trouble. Tries to get rid of it. Whistle sounds, and I think umpire Batchelor, has he given the free kick? Yes, he has. No, he doesn't. He wants it. No free kick. Held to him. The decision. Throws the ball high. Dykes will do the ruck work. Opposed to Clark. Graham Fox gets it. Good mark taken by Collis. Collis in front of Lee Brooks. Almost in the centre of the ground. Now doesn't know what to do with it. Gets around Brooks eventually. Then goes straight down the middle. Williamson went up far too early. Bonnywell first to recover. Can't pick the ball up. It stacks on the mill. Right in front of the main scoreboard. And the whistle sounds again, and we'll have the ball thrown high once more.
From the ball up, again it finds the boundary line, and another throw in. Waiting now for the ball to be thrown in. Honeybell, Davidson, Klug over the back. Down it comes in front to where that looked like Bowden snapping it in, or Marshall in towards the forward pocket. Williamson got his hands to the ball. Britton in there to help out. Bonnywell missed the run of it. They're falling, sliding, and it's pretty slippery as Hack tries to get a kick in. It's a very short one. Taken away now by Davidson in towards centre half forward, and Danny Ling has taken the mark. So Ling is going to line them up. He's a reliable kick. Dykes having a talk to umpire Batchelor. There's Danny Ling now. Can he post the Magpies' second goal? They need it. Ling moves in. Big Honeybell on the mark. That's a nice looking kick from Danny Ling. He's made no mistake. That's Ling's first goal and Glenorchy's second. And the scoreboard now reads Norfolk 6-2-38, Glenorchy 2-3-15.
Well, when Gary Davidson gets the ball, he knows what to do with it. That pass was like a rocket to Danny Ling, and he was directly in front of goal, not too far out, and he made no mistake. So that pegs back in Norfolk's lead a little bit, 2-3-15 to 6-2-38. We're about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Honeybell and Clark. Clark intercepting there was Williamson. Forces the ball out to Hack. Should be marked here by Bowden. Oops. Met fairly solidly. It's out towards the centre wing. Marshall is there. Webster coming through strongly. Still got the ball in front of him. May get the free kick. Held but not in possession, and Webster out there will take the kick. That is Guernsey rip too, right down the side. Pretty strong tackle. Out towards half-forward flank. Klug behind. Oh, judge that to perfection. On the run. Long kick in towards goal. Could be out of bounds on the full. Gee, judged that nicely. Read the play very cleverly indeed and was off like a flash. Spoiled it, but a poor kick.
Yes, pinched that off the top of the pack. Up here on towards Honeybell. Tried to push it over. Hand pass shot out here. And it's taken away now by Gary Williamson. Up in towards the centre. Up looking for Hill and Fox. Fox couldn't take the mark. Saunders in on top of Wallace. They're wrestling Wallace for the ball. And umpire Batchelor will ball it up. Throws it up. Clark. Wayne Fox. Cummins in. Gets it clear. But it's straight to David Young. Young from the centre puts it up in towards centre half forward, and Fox takes the mark. Cummins turning his back on play slightly then. Wayne Fox. Short one in towards centre half forward to Michael Honeybell. Hand pass shot out. Play on was the call. Frank Clark can't pick it up. Now shoots a hand pass out to Pridgeon. Pridgeon puts it over to Dykes. Dykes puts it over here to Scott Lamont. Lamont with one of his few kicks for the day down on towards the half-forward line, but it's straight to Britton, and Glenn Britton will mark in defence.
Glenn Britton doing well in the back pocket. Here's his kick. Graham Fox the target. Dykes is there. Scott Lamont recovers first. Met pretty solidly by Joe Hack. Free kick. New Norfolk kicked, and Hill's the player who'll take it. Kicked a great goal in the first quarter. His kick is long. Wayne Fox punched away from him. Danny Ling swoops on it. Good hand pass. Gives the run of the ball to Collis. Collis is off. Down the centre. Down towards centre half forward. Hinchin. All on his lonesome. Hinchin marks. Handballs to Williamson. Williamson. That kick screwing off the side of the boot, but Hill recovers nicely. Left foots it back to the true centre wing position. Glenorchy players everywhere. Donald Dyke accepts. Has got the ball. Has lost it. Oh, good play by Hack. Gets the hand pass away. Under a lot of pressure there was Peter Wallace. Yeah. Out to Clark eventually. They're making mistakes. They're fumbling at the moment. Hack goes back in after Clark. And away goes Clark now, the left footer in towards centre half forward. Britton sets himself. Second grabber's marked it. Glenn Britton at centre half back.
Yes, Marsh tried everything to upset him then, but couldn't do it. Britton into Hedley Thompson. Thompson pops one behind the ear. There'll be a penalty. Thompson from the centre, up looking for Wayne Fox. Cummins in, pushes it away. Williamson wrestling for it with Dykes. The whistle's gone, and we'll see a ball up. Waiting now for the bounce. The ball thrown up. Cummins up over the top again, gets it down. Lamont, leave it for Pridgeon. Pridgeon touching the back there, and Pridgeon with a free kick. He'll go straight on with play. In fact, he was tripped. Pridgeon down on towards the half-forward line. It's all Norfolk down there, and Young takes the mark in defence. They're playing very well. Young putting it up on towards the wing position. Pridgeon in front, uses his body well, wraps it around, and takes the mark. So David Pridgeon now down in towards centre half forward. They come out to meet it. Goss got up high, couldn't take the mark. Lamont, Hill tries to bump him out of it. Lamont being grabbed. Munnings trying to push it out. Lamont has it now. Lamont went straight into David Young though, and there's Williamson getting the hand pass out looking for Graham Fox. Missed him. Bowden. Fox grabbing Bowden. Wrestling for it as Marshall tries to shoot it out now. Collis, it's pretty scrambly down there in towards the forward pocket. Pushed down by Hinchin. Klug gets it out to Ling. Was a little wide of that player. And New Norfolk under pressure doing well as they'll find the boundary line and enforce a throw-in.
And I'll tell you what, Danny Ling, that one that he caught there, that really hurt. He hasn't picked himself up yet. Now he does. Here's the throw-in. Honeybell and Bonniwell opposed. They're tackling ferociously, New Norfolk. They've been handballed out there by Thompson. Fairly scrambly play. Klug couldn't come away with it. Eventually it comes out here towards Davidson. Good hand pass across to Marsh. Marsh will be met. Kicks the ball high in towards full forward. Good mark. Honeybell. Graham Honeybell never took his eyes off the ball. Takes a comfortable mark. Goes out towards the right street flank. Thompson throws himself on the ball. Stacks on the mill out there. But another bounce will take place. 6-2-38 New Norfolk. Glenorchy 2-3-15. Hedley Thompson again. Lee Brooks taps the ball down. Munnings kicked a great goal after the siren. Gets out of trouble nicely too now. Onto his left boot. What's he done with it? Put it on the chest of an opponent. Thump back towards full forward. Which way will it go? Ooh, that was a near thing. Just to the right of the goalpost and a minor score on the board.
Yes, it was close. So Glenorchy going to 2-4-16, trailing New Norfolk 6-2-38, as Williamson looks for a lead. He has Graham Honeybell, the outer side, and that's where he kicks to. Up they go. Getting up high and taking the mark is Collis. Over the top. Good mark, Greg Collis. Over the top of Honeybell. Collis. Davidson, one-handed, couldn't take it. Ling, down he goes, up he gets. Round he comes. Trips. He'll get the free kick. Actually good play there by Dykes. He held up play as Ling was running goalwards. So it didn't matter about giving away the free kick. Mud splattered. Ling puts the ball on its way. It's dropping a little short. They fly. And the whistle's gone, and New Norfolk will be paid probably the mark, and it'll go to Graham Honeybell. He's taken a number of marks down there in that last line of defence, and virtually won every tap. There's the kick. Klug, but beaten this time by Harwood. Couldn't hold on to it though. Williamson getting a quick kick in. It's open play up completely now. Clark has all the time in the world. Round has a look. Now kicks. Badly placed. Lee Brooks has it. Brooks quickly has to shoot the hand pass to Thompson. Thompson puts it over to Graham Fox. Fox now with a big kick up in towards centre half forward. They come out to meet it. And coming away with it is Webster. Webster putting it down to Scott Lamont, and Lamont marks.
Lamont goes to play on. Does so now. Makes a bad mistake there. Went to put in a short one looking for Ling. Didn't come off. Williamson hurriedly onto that left boot up towards centre wing. Two Glenorchy players fly. They leave it for Hack. Can he pick it up? He can't. He's playing the ball on in front of him. Still tapping it on. Up towards the half-forward line. Hotly pressed there by Peter Wallace. It's close to the line, in fact, now over the line and out of bounds. Ooh, two bad mistakes made there by, firstly, Scott Lamont, and then two players flying together for the mark. No talking. Clark wins that nicely. Marsh, run of the ball to Lamont. Fox goes in after him. Bumps him offline. Umpire Batchelor blows the whistle and will probably throw the ball up from where it is at the moment. Pretty muddy out there. 6-2-38. What do we play? 10 minutes into the quarter. 2-4-16. Glenorchy. Here's a chance for Thompson. Gets the hand pass away quickly. Oops. Williamson loses out. Thompson will probably kick it off the deck. He doesn't. Pridgeon throws himself in on the ball. Handballs it away. A Glenorchy player pushed out. And it looks like Webster who will take the free kick at centre half back for the Magpies.
Neither side being able to get a break this quarter. In fact, we've only had 1 point kick. And that was by Glenorchy. As we come up to the 11-minute mark, approaching the 11-minute mark. The ball going back now to Webster. Now he's ready to kick from centre half back into the centre. Honeybell and Clark. Clark nearly, not quite long enough. Rod Hill can't pick it up. Bonnywell in there, they're wrestling for it. Pushed out now, where Roland Curley gets a quick kick in. Klug has it. They have him. Shoots it out to Ling. Ling couldn't quite control it. Saunders in. Saunders being held.
Danny Ling in trouble.
The ball.
Danny Ling in trouble with a shoulder, I'd say, Peter.
Yes, he's in quite a bit of pain as Klug will take the free kick. Well, I'll miss Ling if he's got to come off. They're looking at that shoulder now. He's a little bit too game, actually, Danny Ling. Davidson, grabbed by Dykes, holding the ball. Dykes to take the free kick, and there's a bit of a wrestling match going on between Davidson and Dykes. And here's Robbie Dykes with the free kick. Looking up towards Honeybell and Fox. Fox, Cummins up behind again. Saunders roving it well. Wallace waiting to pounce on Saunders, pushed him in the back, and Saunders will take the free kick.
Saunders really put himself in for the ball on that occasion. Takes the kick now up towards a pack of players there across that half-forward line. Interference. Umpire saw it. Free kick, possibly to Webster. He's doing very well down there, Webster. He's holding that Magpie defence together at the moment. Done some nice things. Here's his kick. Marked just inside the line, I would say, by Peter Wallace. Danny Ling, runner alongside him, still carrying that shoulder, I would say. Davidson punched away. Marshall scouting the pack nicely. Harwood front position. He's got Klug to beat. Thompson pushes it out towards Hill. Hill wins out. Back towards the centre. Will be marked here by Graham Fox. Graham Fox marks and plays on. Gets away with it nicely. Gives it to Hack. Hack will kick long. Wobbly old torpedo punt up towards the half-forward line. Neil Cummins front position on Wayne Fox. Marks just inside the boundary line.
Cummins, being one of Glenorchy's better players, puts it down on towards the wing position. Graham Fox in front. Dykes got up and spoiled that. Klug trying to get the hand pass in. The short kick in there up in towards centre half forward. Wayne Fox comes out. He's grabbed. Gets it over to Graham. Graham Fox now bangs it back up in towards full forward. They'll set themselves. Off the pack it comes. Bowden with it. The whistle's gone. And the free kick going Glenorchy's way and to Webster. Wallace leading. Hack in after him. Wallace marks. Wallace saying, move about a bit. Give me somebody to kick to. Down to Dykes. Rod Hill over the top. Rod Hill got to it. Couldn't hang on to it long enough. Curley. He's wrestled over the boundary line. And we'll see a throw in.
This crowd really getting their money's worth. Pretty good game under the conditions. Klug over the back. Taps to Marshall. Marshall's lost it. He had 3 to beat there. Does it pretty well, though. Thrown out of the way by Graham Fox. Britain, they're desperate, New Norfolk. Gets the hand pass away, but it's loose towards Donald Dykes. Hill puts himself in. He collides with Dykes. Matthews is on the ground now, too, for Glenorchy. And Alan Matthews has got the kick. Alan Matthews up towards the half-forward flank. The tall timber sets themselves. Temp Thompson's playing well down there. Gets it out towards Hinchin. Hinchin with a hand pass to Brooks. Away they go. Brooks with a long hand pass towards the centre. Oh, it gets around Donald Dykes beautifully, Graham Fox. Up towards the half-forward line. Hill arriving late on the scene. Big Wayne Fox is there. Cummins has got the ball. Oh, tackled strongly. Great tackle. Munnings into an open goal. Has kicked it. You wouldn't see many better tackles than that one. Big Wayne Fox. He swooped on Neil Cummins. He lost the ball, and Dan Munnings at top pace gathered it in on the run, made no mistake to boot his second, and New Norfolk 7th. 7-2-44, Glenorchy 2-4-16.
Yes, that's a big lead by New Norfolk because goals are not easy to get. That's the first since half-time for New Norfolk. In fact, it's their first score and it's a goal, whereas Glenorchy have kicked 1-1. Now Glenorchy are away through Marsh. A lot of pressure on him now with Ling off the ground. Clark went into his own teammate in Davidson. This is coming out with it is Matthews. Matthews in towards goal. And is it still in? No, the players still think it's in play. It's not. It's been signalled to behind. And so Glenorchy go on to 2 goals, 5-17. New Norfolk 7-2-44.
Williamson puts the short one in towards Brooks. Brooks marks. He's been a good player in the final series, this Lee Brooks. Just down from the half-back flank, taking a lot of time with his kick. Then he kicks it long, centre wing. Michael Honeybell the target. Frank Clark from behind. Down he goes. He'll be first to recover. New Norfolk, they win out. Ball booted high. Williamson up towards half-forward flank. Oh, Neville Hill pulls down a screamer right in front of the main grandstand there. And there's Danny Ling coming off the ground. That's a bad blow for Glenorchy as Ling leaves the ground. And it looks like it's a shoulder as Neville Hill kicks. Long kick in towards the teeth of goal. Rushed through by Neil Cummins. And another point on the board. So it's 7-3-45. New Norfolk, Glenorchy 2-5-17. We've played about 16 minutes.
That's Danny Ling, as you can see, and he'd be a very unhappy guy just at this stage because a lot was needed from this fellow. Played well in their second semi-final win as Williamson now. Gary Williamson takes the mark from the kick out. Gary Williamson puts it right up in towards the teeth of goal. Big Honeybell's up there, has it. Graham Honeybell, too big, too strong. Dropped in front of that pack. 2 grabs at it and took the mark.
And Big Wayne Fox is cleaning the ball for him, Pete, rubbing it on his Guernsey, making it nice and shiny for him as he'll have a shot for goal.
Right, and Graham Honeybell doing up the boot. Taking plenty of time over it. He's already kicked 1. Attempting to kick his second, and the Eagles 8th. Oh, Marsh coming off the ground now too. So the 2 Glenorchy Rovers are off in Ling and Marsh. There's Graham Honeybell back to play. Graham Honeybell. There's Ling. Oh, Ling coming back on. So it's Marsh off and Ling on. It must be okay. Graham Honeybell puts it on its way, makes no mistake. He's kicked his second goal, and the Eagles looking good. New Norfolk 8-3-51. Glenorchy 2-5-17.
What a good player to have in your side. A fellow like Graham Honeybell. Robbie Dykes doesn't have to issue instructions to him. He reads the play so well. And he knows when to go for it and when not to. And he knows what the game is all about. Plenty of experience on his shoulders. He's kicked a couple of goals and must be very close to being best on the ground. Umpire Batchelor thunders it into the turf. Graham Fox, boot to ball. Strength up towards the half-forward flank. Munnings, run of the ball. Can he pick it up? Now he has. He's kicked a couple already. Streaming around the boundary. Kicks. Across the face of goal. Won't score. May have been, almost kept in play there. Dangerous stuff. Out of bounds in the forward pocket, right forward pocket, Argyle street end. Honeybell straight down the throat of Williamson. Or was it Saunders? Saunders Here's a chance. Neville Hill, kicker smothered. Plenty of courage shown by Wallace on that occasion. I think the whistle will sound the ump. No, he decides to let it go on. And away they go, out of the last line of defence. Ray Harwood a chance to mark. Falls over. Michael Honeybell shows a bit of toe. Picks it up like a rover. He's still got it. Gets it out towards Williamson. Williamson fumbles at the vital moment. Can't come away with the ball. A lot of mistakes being made by both sides at the moment. Hedley Thompson gets it out. Eventually booted down by Pridgeon, where Glenn Britton comes out and takes a timely mark.
Britton being a good player. Just short of the centre. Kicks on towards the half-forward line. Wayne Fox to target. Cummins marks. Will Cummins. And a 15-metre penalty. He was being held back there. Nearly into the centre as Cummins now kicks down on towards his half-forward line. They fly. Bonnywell up to the back of the pack. It comes. Rod Hill leads in the race to the ball. Picks it up beautifully. Gets it out to Dykes. Robbie Dykes has a look. Puts it up on towards the half-forward line looking for Saunders. It was over his head. Wayne Fox is going through. Takes it through with him too. Pushes it on nicely. Neville Hill gets round. Hill lines them up. Puts it back in towards goal. In towards that forward pocket. Coming through is Wallace. Couldn't take the ball with him. Webster gets a short kick in. And Hack takes the mark. Ling is in trouble. He's feeling for that shoulder. He is not right.
I tell you what, Peter. Joe Hack could almost kick it from there.
Yes, kicks the ball a long way. But we saw there where Ling and Hack just really touched, and Ling felt it. Hack moves in. That'll drop short onto the edge of the square, and the mark taken in defence by Wallace.
Yeah, Wallace doing some serviceable things down there too for the Magpies, but then under a lot of pressure at the moment. 51 plays 17. This kick is dropping short. Clever mark. Was pushed out in the first place, Robbie Dykes. Everything's going right for the Eagles at the moment. He was pushed out on the first occasion, touched the ball, held it up in the air, and it dropped back into his hands. His kick is long. Hill and Fox all up. Curley goes towards the boundary line, keeps the ball in play. Does he? Yes. Oh, punched over the boundary line. And umpire Batchelor says that's okay. And they decide to throw it back in. 8-3, 51 to 2-5, 17. Thompson, picked up by Collis. Looking for Bonnywell. Hinchin, but Bonnywell will get the kick. Sandwich between two, and Harold Bonnywell hasn't had many touches so far. It's his kick.
Bonnywell from the centre. Flanks it. Britton in front mark. My word, he's played well. Norfolk doing well. They're wanting it more. Onto the wing position. They fly. Off hands it comes, and that's Graham Fox putting the Eagles into attack. Munning's the target. Wallace in front pushes it down. Neville Hill picks it up, gets round, gets a short kick in, back up in towards centre half forward. Curley pushes the ball out, gets it to Pridgeon. Pridgeon will go clear, bangs it down looking for Ling. Hack's there though. Hack pushes it out. Danny Ling really throwing himself in. Hack wrestling for it again. Harwood there now too with Pridgeon. The whistle's gone, and we'll see a ball up right in the centre.
22 minutes we are into this quarter. 22 minutes into the quarter. Clark goes high, punches it straight down the throat of Graham Fox. What will happen? Fox will get the free kick, pushed into the turf. And Graham Fox has done very well out of the centre. Up towards centre half forward, looking for brother Wayne. The kick dropping short. Curley marks. Roland Curley with it. He puts it back towards the centre of the ground. Frank Clark, Robbie Dykes front position. The ball dropping short, and Dykes marks again. Here's Dykes kicks now up towards the half forward flank. Big Wayne Fox, almost a Glenorchy mark, not awarded. Scott Lamont, ridden to the turf, will get the free kick for that. And Scott Lamont, covered in mud, will take the free. Lamont looking for a lead, not much offering, they're not moving about. Into the centre, and Dykes leaves it for Graham Fox. I think Fox fooled him and called out leave it. And he did. 15-metre penalty. Graham Fox now just above the centre. Kicks up towards Neville Hill, up there in that forward line. Collis bumped out of it by Neville Hill.
Scott Lamont, grabbed by Saunders. What's the decision?
Ooh, a little lucky to get rid of that, or get away with that, actually.
Free kick to Scott Lamont. Lamont down in towards the centre. Dykes up, couldn't hold on to it. Oof. Player brought down solidly there in Harwood. And it's going against him too, holding the ball. It'll go to Don Dykes. Over now to Collis.
Collis, out of trouble. Gets away with the ball now, down towards centre half forward. Who's at home for them? Oh, it's Williamson again, falling forward, marks on the chest. They're playing a great game, the New Norfolk defence. Ooh, may have made a mistake there. Bowden up high. I don't think Bowden's had a kick as yet. Away goes Williamson. Up towards the half-forward line. Big Wayne Fox sets himself. Good mark. Front position on Cummins. G's marking well today. Lead out there to Munnings. Munnings had the drop there on Webster. Comes across the ground now. On Wallace it was. In towards centre half forward. Here's Hack with a long hand pass back to Munnings. Munnings spins around, shoots out a hand pass to Saunders. He'll have to kick quickly. Pushed as he kicked, and it goes through for a minor score. New Norfolk 8 goals 4. Should be 8 goals 4, I think. Just waiting for the scoreboard. Yeah, 8 goals 4, 52 to 25-17. Here's Roland Curley.
Curley kicks virtually straight down the centre. The fly. Collis was the target. Frank's getting the hand pass over there. Hack grabbed. Harwood getting it out nicely though. There's the hand pass shot up here to Graham Fox from Brooks. Fox now putting it in towards goal. Has Honeybell up there. It's pushed away by Webster. He falls at the crucial moment. He has Wallace onside. Wallace into trouble. Got the ball. And the free kick will go to New Norfolk right in front of goal. They ran into trouble, got themselves into trouble there, Glenorchy. And the free kick, Wallace talking to the umpire, but it's too late. Saunders has the free kick. Picking himself up, Wayne Fox. Telling him how to do it. There's Saunders lining them up from only a couple of metres out, right in front, puts the ball on its way. And he's kicked it. John Saunders kicks his first goal, and New Norfolk's ninth. The Eagles 9-4-58, Glenorchy 2-5-17.
Half-time siren has sounded. 9-4-58, 2-5-17.